Protein is the most important food that we eat. In fact, we have a built-in craving for protein. If we do not get the adequate amount of protein in our diet, then we tend to overeat more of all kinds of food till that protein requirement is met. Stay tuned to find out how and why. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Healthy Drive. This is episode number 11. This is a journey about your health. In this journey, we are trying to analyze the root cause of metabolic diseases, the root cause of lifestyle diseases, which has become the number one killers today. Today, I am going to tell you the importance of protein in our diet. As I have told you before, there are three macronutrients in our diet that we eat, of which the fat and the carbohydrates are the energy sources or the fuel, and the protein are the building blocks. So let's find out what this word building block means. It means that protein is needed not only for building our muscles, but protein is needed by each and every cell of the body for its structure and function. All the enzymes and hormones in our body, they are made of protein. Now nature understands this crucial role that protein plays in our body and has taken steps to make sure that the body gets adequate amount of protein all the time. Research has shown that all living beings, whether it is an insect or it is an animal or it is human beings, have a built-in craving for eating protein. Now, this helps the living beings to reach their target protein. This built-in mechanism has evolved over a period of time during the process of evolution and has helped both animals and human beings to reach a balanced diet. But even in nature, sometimes certain food becomes scarce and it may not be possible to get a balanced diet. So under these circumstances, separate appetites compete with each other. It is thought that the appetite for protein is the most basic, and then there is appetite for carbohydrate, fat, and also for sodium and calcium. So when one kind of food is not available, the other type of appetite, they compete and try to get the balance. But in human beings, it is the appetite for protein which is the most strong and which wins. If our food environment contains very little protein, then we will overeat to get that amount of protein. If the food that we eat has more protein than what we need, then our satiety center will be stimulated because protein is very satiating and then intake will stop. But if the food contains very low protein, then the instinct will make us eat more and more. This does not mean that there is no end to eating protein. There is a built-in safety mechanism where, as I said, the protein is very satiating and it will make us stop eating. Now, this built-in instinct to eat until protein needs are satisfied is known as the protein leverage hypothesis. This has been developed by two Australian scientists. If you are interested in going through the paper, I have left the link below. Now, why is this hypothesis so very important and relevant for us? This is because in the modern day nutritional environment, the protein has become diluted. Let us go back to evolution to answer this question. We have been hunter-gatherers most of the time. During this period of hunter-gatherers, our diet was very high in protein. The advent of agriculture diluted the protein source, so we had to eat more till our protein requirements were met. Now, industrialization further diluted the protein and resulted in our eating more and more according to this hypothesis. Fast forward to today, in the age of super processed food, what has happened is the protein has got so diluted that there is hardly any protein in the foods that are available from the market today. So that makes us crave for the protein even more, and that results in overeating, which is partly responsible for the obesity epidemic. Now, it is even more relevant to our diets and what it has done to our food system. Let us have a look at what it has done to our Indian diet. This study, done by International Food Policy Research Institute in New Delhi, has compared the Indian diet with the EAT-LANCET diet standards. Now, EAT-LANCET is the international standards where they lay down the protein requirement as 0.8 grams per kg of recommended dietary allowance. Compared to that, the Indian diet has been found to have a very low protein content. In fact, this article states that Indian diets across all income groups is unhealthy. And why is it unhealthy? Primarily because it is very low in protein and it is very high in cereals and carbohydrates. Now, there is another very big problem with the Indian diet, which was published a couple of years back in IJMR, so Indian Journal of Medical Research, and which said that the fat and fatty acids that we eat in our country is of very low quality. And because we do not eat any healthy fats, all our fats are from refined vegetable oils, and that has a very much unhealthy omega 6 to omega 3 ratio. So, this article is also very interesting and you can go through it. So, what is the picture? Our diet actually not only it lacks protein, it has a very high amount of carbohydrate and it is mixed with very unhealthy amount of seed oils. So, this is a deadly combination, which is why this instinct of eating till our protein needs are satisfied is very much active over here, and we feel hungry even after a meal, and we'll end up overeating and we'll end up eating a huge amount of carbohydrates and feel hungry soon after. As a result, what happens is we become fat and obese. How do we then satisfy our protein needs bypassing all these ecological and environmental factors? How do we reach our protein to target? How do we calculate it? All this in the next episode. So, please stay tuned. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and please share this with your friends. And this is vital information which many people must be wanting to know, and stay tuned for the next one.